Hey guys, this is Ron from rontalkshomeschool.com, and I've never made one of these videos before where I'm just talking and talking and talking, but the name of this website is Ron Talks Homeschool, so I figured I'd come on and talk to you for a while. Okay, and what I want to talk to you about, as you could see at the beginning of my post, it's Homeschooler Envy. I believe it was 2 weeks ago, I posted a cartoon, or about a week and a half ago, I posted a cartoon on my Instagram page of a homeschool, two homeschool families, a mom and her child, and who's standing in front of mom and her family. If you take a look at the picture, the feature picture on this post, this is the cartoon I'm talking about. I just reposted it here, but I posted it on my Instagram page, and I got over like 25 comments. Actually, some of those comments were mine too, but I got about 25 comments, and they were just, I obviously struck a nerve. See, the cartoons that I post, especially the homeschool cartoons or any type of meme that I post, usually there's a level of the truth. Either it's something that's going on in my life that I'm making fun of, or something that basically we all as homeschool moms will experience. We experience the same thing. So I went ahead and I posted this, and it really, really struck a nerve. So I'm going to read some of the comments from some of the people, the homeschool moms that posted on my page from this cartoon. Now, one mom said, what's happening in this cartoon really got to her when she was homeschooling. And she said that another thing that bothered her was that, she looking at other homeschool families that were much larger than hers, they looked like they had it all put together. And it really, really bothered her. And she said she was miserable because she was constantly comparing all the time. Okay. See, I have another mom here that says that, let me see here. That he gives what he gives to whom he wills, talking about God. Okay, and the best thing that's helped this mom in her battle is to speak to herself, to preach encouragement to herself. There's another homeschool mom that says, sorry guys, another homeschool mom says that we compare when we think, of course, when we look at others and we think that they have it all together. We tend to compare, which is only natural, right? And that there's absolutely no perfect family. And that was that was my standpoint, what I was coming to say. There is no way that there's a perfect family. And you know what? This leads me to remember when I started my Instagram account about 2 years ago. I started it because I wanted to know what else was out there. I didn't know when my daughter was in 11th grade, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do concerning homeschool. I know I wanted to do something, but I wasn't sure. So in order to do that, I had to go out there. I had to look and see, because, us homeschoolers, we can be an island, So I didn't have any form of social media because I didn't want any form of distraction. So I decided, okay, now it's time for me. Let me start out very small and let me get myself an Instagram account. So that's what I did. And I went into different moms' pages. And before I started to follow, I just watched, I just watched. I look and see, how did they live? What are they doing? What are they teaching? Are they going on field trips? And also, it gave me some wonderful ideas as well. But I saw a couple of moms there that just had me intrigued. And when I say intrigued means they were like, perfect. They seem perfect to me. So, and this is a person who's new to social media. I would come on Instagram and I would go straight to their Instagram pages. And I would look. And I remember one particular mom, everything was perfect. Every single picture she posted was perfect. If she posted a picture, her floors were shining. Her counters were shining. Her kids, she was teaching more than one. Her kids were perfect, not a hair out of place. They were always dressed perfectly. She had gourmet meals on the table all the time. She posted the meals. Some of you will find in a restaurant. I mean, her family looked all together. Her husband perfect. Her kids perfect. And I remember thinking to myself, like, oh my goodness gracious, how does this woman do this? How? But you know what? After a while, after watching it for about, I would say maybe about 3 or 4 weeks, I started to realize this is not real. It couldn't have been real. And when I say that it couldn't have been real, it doesn't mean that, hey, she doesn't have shiny floors, or hey, she doesn't make gourmet meals. Yeah, maybe she does. But trust me, she's only showing the perfection. We don't see all the times that her kid, trust me, if you have kids under the age of 10, your house is going to be messy. And you know what homeschool life is like. You and I both know that. So half the time you don't even get to wash the dishes. I mean, how do you constantly have shiny floors and beautiful couches and all the time where everything is just put into place? It doesn't work like that. So people show you on social media what they want you to see. So this is what I'm saying to you, why I'm talking about this cartoon, because I just want to say, guys, please be careful what you are looking at on social media. I was actually smart enough, and a lot of times, trust me, I am not. So I'm saying this not to my credit, but I actually picked up, pretty quickly, that I should not be sitting here obsessing over this lady in her household, because I don't think all of it is really real. I mean, I had to sit down and think about it for a little while, because I started to get depressed. I'm not gonna lie. I started thinking, why can't I do this? I mean, I only have 2 kids. And my kids are practically grown. I'm almost finished homeschool. Here I am. My daughter's in 11th grade and my house is still messy. And I still find such a hard time to wash the dishes. And I still have books and piles of test papers and everything all around. I have bills on my cabinets and bills on my countertops, and every time my book piles are constantly being resurrected everywhere in my living room, on my kitchen. Forget about the kitchen table. I mean, it's a mess. Okay, even though I clean it, it stays clean for a day or 2. But anyway, this is homeschool life, guys, and the thing about it is that we clean up and we do what we can, but there comes a time that you have to realize who you are and accept who you are. It doesn't mean that you have to accept defeat. It doesn't mean that you have to say, hey, you know what? I'm a messy person and my house is going to stay messy. No, it doesn't mean that. It means that you understand, hey, you know what? I'm homeschooling 2 children. I have an active ministry in church. I have a husband, and I'm cooking, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing that, and I'm doing the laundry, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing that. I cannot do everything. I'm only human. That's what I mean. And you do what you can. You do your most important things, and stop looking at people and being jealous. I mean, that is just, it's so common. And even now, I mean, I was just saying, I think I even said in one of the posts on my page, my Instagram page, that I remember actually sitting with one of the moms at this past homeschool convention that I went to. I remember sitting with her, and she was a homeschool mom, and she was also a bookseller in some, I don't think it was Alpha Omega, but it was some form of, curriculum bookseller at the homeschool convention. And she was eating lunch, and she and I were sitting side by side. Never met her in my life, and we were talking. And she started telling me, she started to brag about her children, which we all do. There's nothing wrong with that. We all brag about our kids, okay? So she starts telling me, I have a 23-year-old son, and he's getting married to the woman of his dreams. And they had been, dating for a long time. And she's such a beautiful girl. And a week after that, her daughter's getting married. And her son and her daughter is so close. And they're like this. And I'm sitting there like, oh my God. I'm sorry. I started to get green at that point. Started to think, wow. And I'm remembering how every time my son and my daughter gets together, how they start to fight. But they love each other, but they're human, and stuff like that. And it's not that they don't love each other, and not just that, but this is not the final picture. I don't know what my kids will look like when they get to her kids' ages. But the point is that thing can slip in at any particular time. So what is the solution to this? The solution to it is to count your blessings. Each of us, all of us have blessings. We have blessings everywhere. I mean, we may have husbands that get on our nerves, but you know what? If we think about our husbands and we think about sometimes other people's husbands and what they do, they're not perfect. Nobody's husband is perfect. But we think about the good that your husband does. Think about the things don't think about what he doesn't do. Think about what he does do. Think about your children. All of those times that they drive you crazy, they follow you around the house, they all of that stuff. But one day you are going to wish that they were there following you around the house. So enjoy it. I mean, honestly, I had to sit down one day and I had to give myself a pep talk. I don't know how many times I've had to give myself a pep talk about that very same thing. About the fact that, one day I am going to want this. So enjoy it right now, And I remember sitting one day going to the store early in the morning one day. My kids were at home and my husband had started school with them. And I was sitting at the stoplight and I was stopped in front of me. It was a school bus. And I saw a couple of moms. They came out. Some of them had rollers in their hair and everything like that. And they came and they walked their kids to the school bus. And they put their kids on the school bus. And then they turned around and they left. And I was at the light and I just stopped. And I just looked like, oh my goodness gracious. I will never be able to put my kids on a school bus. And it was almost like depression just set in, like, oh my goodness. And then I started, all of this I was doing at the stoplight when the moms were putting their kids, my mind was going crazy. And I'm sitting here thinking, what must it be like to have your kids go to school away from you for 6, 7, 8 hours? Wow. And here I am at the light and I'm fantasizing and I'm thinking to myself, wow, I bet you that mom is going to go home and she's going to take the rollers out of her hair and she's going to go in the mirror and she's going to take a shower. Maybe she has another job and maybe she gets to go out and I'm thinking to myself, what is wrong with you? Listen, I made a decision to homeschool, so I'm not going to allow myself to do that. I'm not going to, because that's torture when you control your thoughts. And this is what I'm constantly telling myself all the time. You must control the way you think. You must control your thoughts, okay? You chose to homeschool. So if you allow yourself to think in all sorts of different ways, it's going to make you miserable. Don't let those thoughts slip in. If you see Jane doing a particular curriculum and her kids are like scholars, yeah, look into the curriculum. That's fine. But don't sit dwelling how you wish your kids were like Jane's kids. No. Think about the beauty of your kids and think about their strengths. Don't focus in on their weaknesses. Another thing, lastly, and then I'll stop, is be careful what you are posting on your social media, okay? Just be careful because of the fact that you don't want other moms getting jealous of you. That is not a nice feeling. Yeah, some of us do want other people to be jealous of us. I'm not gonna lie. But to me, it makes me feel very uncomfortable because I know how I feel when I feel jealous of others, okay? I know that, I remember one particular time, I think it was last Christmas or something, I had gotten a slew of gifts, and it seems like I got more gifts than normal for some reason. Like people from different places send me flowers, and then whatever, a whole bunch of things, right? And so I got all my gifts together and I was getting ready to take a picture of them for Instagram. And all of a sudden, it was almost like I heard a thought. Is this the flavor that you want your Instagram account to go in? Because other people will look at that and they'll say, wow, what if there was someone out there that didn't hardly get any gifts? Not that I have to cater to everyone, but when you do things like that and you're constantly showing what you have, oh, look what I have, look what I have, and everything is so materialistic, it causes other people to get the wrong impression. And when people are jealous of you, they don't like you, because of the fact that some of them may think you think you're better than them. Some of them may think. So just be careful what you are posting. Realize what kind of flavor do you want your account to show. What I mean not flavor, but you'll get what I'm saying. What kind of theme do you want your account? Yeah, it's a homeschool account, but you don't want people to think of you as, oh, she's high and lofty. She's this. You don't have to get on social media and post your problems. But my suggestion is just to be real. Be real. You don't have to be very personal in order to be real. And remember, guys, count your blessings. Name them one by one. Count your blessings and see what the Lord has done. And then you find that you will not be jealous of others because you realize that you have a well of blessings all by yourself, okay? So leave some comments for me. Tell me what you think. This is my first Ron Ray talk. And tell me what you think and give me your opinion, okay?